Hi fellas, how are we doing? So this video is basically for guys that are over 35, and I have a lot of guys that talk to me on the phone and say to me, I don't know how I've even ended up in this situation. So I'm going to quickly talk through a timeline from your 20s to your 50s, okay, and we're going to talk about how you've maybe ended up in the position that you're in, and how it doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late to be the best version of yourself and the fittest that you've ever been, and getting the fire fucking fired up in the belly. All right, you just need to be aware of how you got to that point and how we can turn it around. Okay, let's start within our 20s. So let's go to about here. 27 years. So when you're in your 20s, between your 20 and your 27, all you're doing is out, you're on the pool, you're in the gym, you're flexing the biceps, you've got no real responsibilities. The majority of us, okay, wouldn't have had a mortgage through this. So this area here, all right, is stress free. Okay, you're not really thinking beyond your 30s. You're just too busy getting laid, okay, too busy going on lads holiday, getting pissed up, eating what you want, training, still looking trim and feeling good. So around 27, guess what? Mrs. Jones turns up, okay? She sweeps you off your feet. Mrs. Jones turns up, sweeps you off your feet, and you start hanging around a little bit more with your missus, gets a little bit more serious, and before you know it, you're engaged to be married, okay? So now what's happening is that you've come away from the bachelor life slightly, and you're now almost thinking about settling down because you found this woman, she loves you, you love her, and guess what? You get to 30, bang, you're married. So from about 29 to 30, you suddenly realise this is the first little bit of responsibility that you maybe have had. You've now got to save for this marriage. And because women don't want just a nice £5 marriage in Vegas, come on lads, all right, they want a £20,000 wedding, a massive do, all right? So you have now got to find that money. So you're under a little bit of pressure straight away, and suddenly you go from being super relaxed about work to actually having to find a job. So you find yourself a career job, all right? So in and around this area here, sort of 29 to 31, we begin a career. Now, it might not necessarily be the career that you dreamed of when you were daydreaming in this bachelor lifestyle, but it earns a good salary and you've got to turn up and you can cope with it. Okay, so we've been married now a couple of years. You're kind of just going through the routine, all right? You now maybe are not prioritizing the fitness as much. You know, you're used to being at home at night, coming home at 6, being absolutely exhausted and, you know, kind of chilling out with the wife. Then all of a sudden, roughly around the 32-year-old mark, little baby comes along. This is meant to be a baby crying. And all of a sudden, your world is flipped upside down because now you are not only responsible for your wife and helping her, you are now responsible for this newborn, okay, which is the most amazing experience, and you suddenly now are under pressure to stay in the career that you've chosen, which you're not 100% happy with, and you're now in a marriage, okay, that you are really happy with, and you now have a baby, which you're really excited about. This is where we begin to go. Now, in terms of happiness when it comes to family, it's not going down, it's going up because you have an amazing baby, you have an amazing wife, but because you are now overwhelmed with stress, okay, here, the job, the career, because you are making sure that you have to work your ass off now to make sure you provide for baby and mum. Okay, because mum can't work because baby's here. So we then go on a couple of years. Okay, here comes baby number 2. Holy shit. Okay, you're now 34, 35, you have 2 babies, you have a wife, wife's looking after the 2 babies, so you are the main breadwinner. Career, working, up at 6, home at 6, getting in, sitting down. Gym? What the fuck is a gym? I don't even know what a gym is. Eating well, I eat from Tesco's because I buy a meal deal because I'm so exhausted with the babies keeping me up. I'm so exhausted because I'm putting everything into the career because I need to make sure I'm providing a nice house for my gorgeous family. Fuck! You now have hit the pinnacle mark of 35 years old. And I remember hitting my 35 years old and it was almost like when you're 12 and then you suddenly turn into that teenager and you turn into a monster. You suddenly turn into feeling like a young man, suddenly hitting 35 and you're thinking, fuck, my knees and my back, they're in bits when I wake up. And then all of a sudden you look down and you can start to see a kangaroo pouch on your stomach and you're thinking, what the fuck is going on? But you're still so overwhelmed because babies are still growing up, mum's still looking after the babies, so you are still responsible for the income and you are still obliged, okay, to make sure that you are still earning and still supporting your family, okay? And by now you might have moved up the ladders a little bit now, so the pressure within the career that you probably didn't even want, okay, is becoming even more because they're throwing work at you, more work. Okay, you're an operations manager. I want you to be in a car traveling all around the UK. Service station, truck drivers. Like, fuck, what the hell was going on? Get to the 40 mark. 40 years old. I've only got 9 months left before I'm at this point. But you now are becoming increasingly aware of the fact that you are unfit and you are out of shape. So this here is a distant memory. I remember down the pub with the boys. I remember when I used to be really fit. I used to deadlift fucking 200 kilograms. I used to run 100 meters fucking in 12 seconds. Like reminiscing. You think it's too late. Right here, I'm unfit, I'm out of shape. How the hell is this going to turn around? Then keep it going. That keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. At some point in this point here, between the 40s and 50s, we lose faith. And it usually is around the 45-year-old mark. You either go two ways. You either go, I need to sort my shit out and go to the gym, hire a trainer, do whatever you've got to do, okay? Or you just let it go. It's just gone. Because the self-confidence in you has gone. The flame in the belly has gone. There is no drive. You're exhausted because you have been smashed at work, okay? Right? You have, you're emotionally drained because you're bringing up the kids and they're going through their different tears and emotions and they're driving you mental. As much as you love them, they want energy, 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 and you're going, I've got no energy, I'm fucked, okay? Wife wants more. You don't love me. When we never go out on date night. And you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Pinnacle point. The main thing I want to bring out of this is that between 35 and 50, you are in charge of your life. And all it takes is some guidance to flip this around so that you don't need to stress about your career, stress about the emotions, stress about the overwhelm. You can still do it. And you can still manage your life and still have all of this and be fit and healthy. The only thing stopping you from going down this route that I've just shown you is this. Because you are in control of your life. Because it doesn't matter what age, at what level you are at, there is nothing stopping you from being fit and well. You don't have to be ripped. You don't have to be down the gym every single day. You just need some self-control and discipline and some vision. Because doesn't stop there. At 35, it's not about there and then. It's about the quality of life at 50, 55, 60, 65, fucking right on to the end of your life. Because if you start here, or start here, or start here, or even at 50 and above, it's never too late to be the best version of yourself, get the fire in your belly going, and do something about it. All right, so I challenge you to do that. Look at this here, this crazy world of the modern man. Not everyone's gonna be like this. And do something about it. Enjoy.